Hello all and welcome to the second session of Cburn. In this session, we'll start with the basic installation process and then we'll take uh, some of the color palette examples. So let's get started. So first of all, we require one of the platform on which we can use Python. So for that, I'm using Anaconda Navigator. So you have to go in Google, then you can use Anaconda Navigator. From that, you can use the individual edition. Click on this one. Your data science toolkit is available. You can go here in a download. It will ask you about your system. So if you are using a Windows in that 64-bit or 32-bit, depends on, you can download it. It is also available for Mac OS and the Linux also. So as per your system requirements, you can download from this one, and after downloading you can install that particular software. After installing this one, you can launch the Anaconda Navigator from the start menu, which is available here. So Anaconda Navigator. So once if I launch this one, this window will be pop up. Why I given a preference for Anaconda Navigator? Because it is having n number of multiple platforms are available to work with, like CMD prompt is there, then Jupyter Lab is there, Qt console is there, PowerShell is there, Notebook and Spider and so on, as well as you can work with the RStudio likewise. I give the most preference to the Spider and the Jupyter Notebook. Those people are working with a MATLAB, they will find much more comfortable with a Spider one. If you want to study it and understand from the basics, so it's better to use a Jupyter Notebook, which is web-based and interactive computing notebook environment. So after launching this one, it will launch with by default your web browser window like this way. So here your folders and files are available from which you can select it. If you want to upload any your existing file, you can go through this upload button. Right now we are not using any of the previous five, so we are going to start with the new one. So let's start it with a new one. So I will go here in the new, then Python 3. After clicking on this one, it will open the your first file, that is Jupyter. It is untitled. So here I will make a changes in the title. So this is installation and loading of data sets, and we are working with color palettes in this session, and rename it. So this is going to change it. Similar way, this one is considered as a cell. From you can insert the cell below above. These are the different options for run, as well as you can go through this one also. So here, if you want to write a code, you can keep as it is. If you want to write a headings markdown likewise, so you can select anyone from this one. So if I want to use it heading, so the first heading will be your installation of Sabre. And to run this one, you can go from this one also. Otherwise, you can use shift plus enter key. Shift plus enter key. So the installation process. So there are different methods to install the Cburn. The first one is using pip installer, pip installer. So for that command, you have to write it pip space install Cburn and run the cell. I'm using shift enter. and wait for installing this one. This pip install will latest release of Cbun will install it. In my system, it is already installed, so it will show the requirement already satisfied. If you are working with first time, it will use with a latest version of Cbun. Another method is if you are using Anaconda Navigator. So the other method is you can use this conda space install and wait for it. So for Windows, Linux and Mac, those are using the Anaconda. It is also possible to install the released version using this one. So it will take a little bit time. Again, I have already installed it in my system. So it will show that it is already installed. I'll explain the third method also. This third method is for development version of the Cbun. For that, you have to visit in GitHub. If you are having a GitHub account, you can visit to GitHub. Otherwise, you have to use pip install git space and its name. So right now it is showing conda install Cbun is all requested packages are already installed for my system. So as I was saying, the another method is for development version uh, from the GitHub. Right now we are not using development version of the Cbun, so we are not going to install that one. So this was the basic installation process. Now we'll go with the importing the datasets and libraries. So the next part in this session is importing libraries and datasets. I'm using as a heading. So let's start with those libraries are necessary for it. So the first, let's start with importing pandas, which is great library for managing the relational datasets. Cbun comes with a handy when dealing with the data frames, which is most widely used data structure of data analysis. So let's start with the first library is pandas. So for that you have to use the command import space pandas. So this one will import the library. Now onwards we have to use this word pandas in our programming. So every time we have to write pandas. So instead of that, we will use import pandas as PD. So henceforth, you can use PD short form, and then you can use shift enter. So this particular library is imported. Now let us import the matplotlib library, which helps us to customize. Import matplotlib as. So here you can use any of the short form. So I will use EMPL and run this cell. So matplotlib library is imported. We'll import Cbun library. Now that is our third one is import Cbun as ESB and run the cell. So this one is importing the required libraries the pandas, matplotlib, and the cburn library we have imported now. So now we'll start with the importing data sets. So the next part is importing data sets. I will use as a markdown and then run it. Importing data sets. Uh, Here, Seaborn comes with a few important data sets in the library. When Seaborn is installed, the data sets downloads automatically. You can use any of these data sets for your learning with the help of load command. So once importing the data as a pandas data frames, this data set loads as a panda data frames by default. So for that, we can first know which are the data sets are available. So we'll use SB, that is pandas, cburn dot get underscore dataset names and then run this cell. So there are by default these types of data sets are available. We can use it for your learning process. For example, the car crashes data is there, then penguins data is available, planets is available, tips is available, Titanic is available. So likewise, this data is available. Now from where this data is made available? Now for that you can go with a GitHub. So I already here in the GitHub. You can use it here, cburn dash data. And you can click on this one. So this data is made available by the creator of Seaburn, that is Michael Wascom. We seen in the uh, previous session also. So he has made Seaburn data for the learning. Whatever we observe the names, anagrams, then dots, exercise, flights, geysers, penguins, planets, tips, and Titanic. So all the files are available here. So now we'll check with any of the one. Suppose I will go with a Titanic. Observe it. How many people are survived, then passenger class, gender, age, and all details are available in this file. If you go with another one, suppose I will go with a car crashes, all are CSV files. So the total speeding, alcohol, and its all details are available here. Likewise, different files which you can observe it here, the data is available. So now we'll see how this data is used. So I can use any of the data. Suppose I want to use with a tips. So I will give a variable name is tips is equal to, I will load this data now, SB dot load underscore data set and that particular data set name. So I want to use it with, suppose tips, this data I want, so I will write its name here, tips. Now after running this one, I will use tips dot head. Now if I use only this command, it will load all the data which is available in this file tips, right? But right now I don't want all the data. I want the first 5 rows in this data, so I'm using tips dot head of this particular data. So I run this cell and check here. It is available with the first 4 rows, total bill, tips, gender, smoker, day, time, and size. Now we can go with here and check. was using tips. So total bill type and all the details are available. So it is giving with first 4 rows. Likewise, if I use the same one and instead of tip, if I use here Titanic and check, the data related with that particular data set is available for us. Instead of that, if I use the planets and if I paste it here, so the planet is available. Now one more thing, sorry, I have to change the names here so it won't conflict. Sorry, I made a mistake here, and now run it. So now it is available. Now this is for first 5 rows starting with a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I want more than that. Then in that case, I will use head and into bracket I will use suppose first 10 and run it. So now 0 to 9. So the total uh, 10 elements will be available. So likewise, you can load the data sets which are already available. You can go for any of this one. Any data you can access it and you can work with it. So here, these are the data frames. Whatever we use it here, these are the data frame. Planets, then tips and Titanics and so on are the data frames which are used for learning purpose. So basically what is meant by data frames? So data frame stores the data in form of rectangular grids in which row contains values of an instance, these particular values of an instance, that particular instance, and column will hold the data for specific variable for numbers, orbital period, mass, distance, year, likewise, or the method. And you can check for the other also, total bill, tips. It depends on the which data set you are using it. Another thing is, this means that rows of data frames do not need to contain values of the same data type. They can be numeric, character, or the logical also. You can see it here. Data frames for Python comes with a pandas library and they are defined as a two-dimensional labeled data structures with potentially different types of columns. So this was all about uh, installation process, loading the data sets. Now we'll go for next part is choosing the color palette. So I will give a heading, choosing color palette. So basically Seaborn makes it easy to use colors that are well suited to the characteristics of your data and your visualization goals. Because of the way of our eyes work, a particular color can be defined using three components like RGB, red, green and blue values. But for analyzing the perceptual attributions of the color, it is better to start working with these different color palettes. So basically, uh, these color palettes are broadly defined in three categories. The first one is a qualitative palettes, qualitative palette. The second one is sequential, and third one is diverging palette. So these are the broadly categorized in 3-1. The qualitative palette, which is suitable for representing categorical data. The second one is a sequential palettes, which are best suited for representing numerical data. And third one is a diverging palette, which is suitable for representing numerical data as well as categorical data. So this one is used for the combination of both. So let's start with one by one. So the first one, we will start with these qualitative palettes, which are well suited for representing categorical data because most of their variations uh, is in the hue components. So the default color palette in the CBUN is qualitative palette with different hues. So let's start with this one. So I will use SB dot. So SB for CBUN. Then I will use color underscore palette, and then I will run this one. So these are the by default uh, color palette is used in a CBUN. So these are the different colors. Color systems, the most common way to do this uses by HLS color space. So now I will use it SB dot color palette into bracket HLS. Now you can observe it. So there is a difference in this case. Likewise, because of the way human visual system works, colors that have the same luminance and the saturation in terms of RGB values won't necessarily look equally intense in this one, right? So we'll go for the next one, SB color palette. HULS, and see here I'm using it 8, so it is giving a 8 different colors. Sorry, I made a mistake here. HUSL. See here, between this one and this one is having a bit difference in those colors from this one to this one, this one to this one, likewise. So you can use the another categorical color Breuer palettes. So this is the another source of visually pleasing categorical palettes comes from the color Breuer. So we'll check here. Instead of that, I will copy it and I will make changes. It's not necessary. I just show you for your. So set to. I made a mistake in here. So it is a capital. Can check. Now I will use it here, paired. See here. So these are the different ones. Now we'll go for the sequential color palettes. So this is the second major class of color palette, is called sequential one. This kind of mapping is appropriate when the data range from relatively low or uninteresting values to relative high or interesting values. So we can say low to the high. You can go with the priorities for this one. So for that, I will use the same command here, paste it, and I will write it here. A rocket. So these are the shades of a particular color, or we can say not a completely distinct, but a sequential change in the colors. So there are different perceptions with color maps. So this was the first one. The second one is Mako, and hit enter. Third one can use flare. Next one is crest. So you can observe the this pattern of the colors and these patterns of the colors. So the first one was qualitative, in which extremely distinguishable pattern is there, but in the sequential one we can observe there is a smooth change from low to the high likewise. So this was the different one. Likewise there are another also, I will show you here. You can use it magma, then you can use Verides, then Rocket R, exactly reverse. Instead of that I will write it here, cube helix. So this is a little bit a different one. Now I will make little bit change here, then sb dot cube helix underscore palette, and if I run it, so see here in difference between both. When I'm using color palette and insert the cube helix, the current is color is different, and if I use the function cube helix palette, so this is going to show you. So these are the different one. So let's start the another one. Let what is going to happen. Let's check. I will paste it, and if I give a bit parameters here, suppose start is equal to 0.5 and rotation is equal to zero point 0.5 and check what happens. So here you can make a control on the planet. The two main things will change are the start, that is value between 0 to 3, and the root or the number of rotations, or you can calculate as an arbitrary value, but usually between -1 to 1. So now I will make a bit change here. In this case, I will copy it, paste it, and instead of that, if I use it here, another value, and then run it. So you will observe very small changes in these values, right? So the next one, again I will use the same thing. I will start with a 2 where the value is from 1 to 3 for the start, and number of rotations, it should be -1 to 1. So I will start with number of rotations, I will use 0. I will use additional parameters is dark is equal to 0, light is equal to 0.95, and run this one. So see what is going to happen. So you can make any changes as per your requirement and check what is going to happen. You can make custom sequential palettes also. For the similar interface to custom the sequential palette, you can use light underscore palette. So here you was using the cube helix palette, now you can use with light palette. So I will use it here, sb dot light palette. Into bracket you can give the names sea green, sea green, and just check what is going to happen. Likewise, you can use different things here, light or the dark, and so on. So this one was regarding with this one sequential for the different color patterns, generating the color patterns. Now the third part of this color palette is diverging color palettes. So for the diverging color palettes is what these are used for data where both large low and high values are interesting, and the span middle point value often we are considering as a 0, or the central point, that should be de-emphasized. The rules of choosing the good diverging palettes are similar to the good sequential palettes, except now there should be two dominant hues in the color map. So let's get started with this diverging one, but before that we'll see sbc1 dot color palette into bracket vlag and check which color is that. Now see here, you will observe the definitely the difference between this one and this one, this one and this one. So here it is starting from the low to high intensity, and here extremely high at the end and the center point is a different one. So likewise, we can use it with customizing the divergent palettes also. So I will use it sb dot diverging palette, and here you can give the values 220 comma I can give 20 and hit enter. So now observe it. In the previous case and this case is are almost same, but there is a bit change in the intensities. So likewise, we can use different values and check what is going to happen. Suppose I will use it here 145 and here if I use 300 and run it. Now in this case I will use saturation level also. So if I use, okay, better way I will make a change here so that it is easy to understand the difference. Here I can use, yes, that is saturation level is equal to suppose 60 and enter it. Instead of that, if I use 90, observe it. See, if I'm going to change the saturation level, the value is going to be changed. Now, in the same case, if I make little bit more parameters, so this is saturation. Now I will change with a luminance and just check it. See here, this is luminance is different. Suppose I decrease its value and if I make 65 and just check it. Suppose I make it 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 1, and if I make it 0 like this. So if I use it 255, check it, completely white, right? So from this one to 0, the values are going to change. So likewise, you can make any changes as per your requirement. So I want to change the pattern here, so I will use it again. So instead of that, if I use the different values now, so if it is 250 comma 30 I can use, then luminance I am using 65 comma I will use at center, what I require is a dark, and just check what is going to happen. So we can check these different values. Now we can observe from this one and this one. So as compared to this one, there is a change in the colors. So as per your requirement, you can select any color palettes. So another one here, I will add one of the color palette color palette, and here I will use spectral. I forgot use it here, capital S. And next one is color. You can use cool warms and tint. Now you can observe the difference between those. So this was the only beginning, and there are number of good resources for the learning about these techniques. You can go in the GitHub and you can check for the different color patterns and so on. So this is all about today's session, that is installation, loading of datasets and different color palettes. I hope you enjoyed this session.